Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, more for services, endless. Download Supergo today. Live free,
Are you not
live
even
fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Good day and welcome to Super Media Television Business Dailies. I am Herbert Naftali Bandawa, and today we bring to you latest development that is making headlines across Nigeria's economy, markets and business world. Stay glued to your TV as we bring to you exciting stories in the market. The Nigeria's oil and gas industry recorded a mixed performance in the year 2025, with improvement in some areas but falling short of targets. The country's rig count rose at 63% year-on-year to 18 in November 2025. The average oil output hovered around 1.5 million barrels per day. However, the Nigerians failed to meet its target in 2025 budget, targeting the target production of 20.060 million barrels per day. The gas sector showed promise, with production increasing to 6,997 million standard cubic feet per day in November 2025. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has commenced its 2025 oil licensing round, aiming to attract new investors and investment. Additionally, 28 companies have been awarded permits to access flare gas, expected to attract $20 billion in investment and create over 100,000 jobs. Despite this development, the domestic crude supply faces challenges, as Dangote Petroleum Refinery's operations have had a significant impact on meeting energy security need. As well, there are disputes over its capacity to meet domestic demand. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority notes that the country's refineries, including Dangote, cannot meet domestic demands, justifying continued importation. Zenith Bank Nigeria has concluded the 2025 edition of its flagship innovation competition, TAG Zackathon 5.0, at the Zenith Tech Fair, injecting 140 million into the tech ecosystem. The event attracted thousands of applications and was attended by dignitaries, including the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Highlighting the government's interest in homegrown ingenuity, the competition featured a rigorous hackathon track, where 20 selected teams participated in a 3-day sprint, focusing on problem solving and technical execution. The Trust Loops, a digital KYC and liveness verification solution, won the top prize of 30 million, while Cubase and EdTech Ventures emerged as the overall winner of the startup pitch competition, taking home 30 million. The event reinforces Zackathon's status as a critical startup launchpad, empowering investors to build ventures and solve real challenges, as well as accelerate Africa's digital economic growth. According to Dr. Adeora Omeje, OON, the group MD and CEO of Zenith Bank, Zakatons will continue to be the essential platform where bold ideas will transformed into market-ready solutions. The Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025 are expected to significantly strengthen the economy while protecting citizens. The chairman of the National Tax Policy Implementation Committee, Mr. Joseph Tegbe, described the legislation as a major shift towards a more sustainable fiscal framework. The act represents a comprehensive overhaul of Nigerian fiscal architecture designed to create a modern, efficient, and transparent tax system capable of supporting long-term economic growth and shared prosperity. The key provisions include zero personal income tax for individuals earning up to 800,000 annually and the expansion of zero-rated value-added tax. The items in critical sectors such as healthcare, education, and agriculture. The reform also prioritizes digitalization and the introduction of technology-driven tools such as e-invoicing to improve compliances, enhance transparency, and reduce administrative costs. The acts are expected to stabilize Nigeria's fiscal environment, boost productions, and improve ease of doing businesses. It attracts foreign investment and generates employment, timely unlocking new potentials and opportunities across the economy. The reform aligns with global best practices, citing countries like South Korea, Singapore, Rwanda, where effective tax reform have driven development and improved living standards. The Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025 aims to strengthen economy and protect citizens. And according to Mr. Joseph Tegbe, the chairman of the National Policy Implementation Committee Act, represent a comprehensive overhaul of Nigeria's fiscal architecture. It is designed to create a modern, efficient, and transparent tax system capable of supporting long-term economic growth and shared prosperity. He mentioned that the key provision aims at making a zero personal income up to individuals that are collecting less than 800,000 in critical sectors. He prioritized digitalization and the introduction of technology-driven tools in order to enhance compliances with the Nigerian government. He says that it will improve productions as well policy which will direct alignment with the global best practices. He says that the standard of living will get increased. The Nigerian imagined macroeconomic stability could be short-lived without sustained policy disciplines, as it is warned by Dr. Yemi Kale, a group chief economist at Afrexim Banks. Speaking at the First Bank 2026 Nigerian Economic Outlook sessions, Kale emphasized that the credibility remains critical in attracting long-term capital and shielding the economy from external shocks. The recent improvement in inflation trends and foreign exchange stability reflect the early gains of ongoing reforms. But these gains must be consolidated through consistent fiscal management and deeper structural changes. Kale cautioned that he noted that the tighter monetary policy and reforms in the foreign exchange market have contributed to moderating inflation and reducing volatility in the naira, while helping to rebuild investors' confidence. Says the Nigerian economy is more diversified than often assumed, with services such as ICT, digital payment, logistics, and trades are now accounting for the largest shares of output. However, oil remains the vital form of foreign exchange, and in the government and revenue, and marking prudent management of oil proceeds is crucial. The Nigerians' average oil output, including condensate, increased by 7% to 1.652 million barrels per day in the first 11 months of 2025, compared to 1.544 million BPD in the corresponding period of 2024. Despite the growth, the country failed to meet its 2025 budget target of 2.06 million BPD. And according to the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the nation's oil productions also fell short of the oil price benchmark of $75 per barrel and exchange rate assumptions of 1,400 to the dollar. On the month-on-month basis, the Nigerian produced 1.599 million BPD in November 2025, showing a marginal rise from 1.597 million BPD in October 2025. The President Bola Tinubu's 2026 budget addresses highlight improvement in oil production, supported by enhanced security, technology deployment, and sector reforms. The budget is themed budget of consolidation, renewed resilience, and shared prosperity. It is aiming to lock in macroeconomic stability and deepen competitiveness. 5.36 million electricity customers in Nigeria remains without meters, leaving them exposed to unpredictable estimate billings method by distributing companies, that is DISCO. According to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, only 6,662 million of the 12.030 million active registered electricity customers across the 12 DISCOs were metered, representing 55.37%. The coverage of September 30th, 2025. During the third quarter of the 2025, a total of 228.614 end users customers were metered across all DISCOs, with Ibadan, Aba, Abuja DISCOs recording the highest number of meter installations. The MISA asset provider framework accounted for 77.12% of the total meter installation, with 176.302 meters installed. The 9 DISCOs recorded decline in meter installations, with Port Harcourt and Jos DISCOs posting the largest drops of 62.35% and 61.68% respectively. The NEC reports highlight the need for increased meter installations to protect customers from estimated billings method. The Nigerian power sector in 2025 was marked by two significant developments. The federal government's 6 trillion debt to power generation company GENCOs and state government establishment Independent Electricity Regulatory Commission. The debt crisis strained GENCO's finances, limiting investment and maintenance, while state leveraged the Electricity Act 2023 to generate electricity within their territories. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, pledged to settle the 3 trillion debt through cash payment and financial instrument. However, GENCOs resisted a government proposal to forfeit 50% of the debt. The government later agreed to issue 1.23 trillion bonds to address legacy debt. Stakeholders expressed cautious optimism for 2026, citing the need for debt resolution, metering programs, and structural reforms. Eduo KK, Azura Power West Africa's MD, estimated the sector requires $10 billion annual investment to reach full potentials. The Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, plans to significantly intensify enforcement actions in Nigeria's capital market in the year 2026, leveraging expanded powers granted under the Investment and Securities Act 2025. The Director General, Dr. Omomoti Ni Agama, stated that the Commission will apply these powers firmly and impartially to address market abuse, the insiders dealing, and fraudulent investment schemes. The SEC's enforcement push forms to be part of the broader measures to strengthen market integrity, efficiency, and resilience. Agama emphasized that confidence in the capital markets demands on effective supervision and consistent application of rules. The Commission plans to advance regulatory efficiency through digitalization, including streamlined approvals and automated findings. The SEC will introduce enhanced disclosure standards, including environmental, social, and governance. The conduct will be structured recapitalization and governance review of market intermediaries. A nationwide financial literacy programs is also planned for 2026 to improve investors' awareness and reduce vulnerability to fraudulent schemes. The Nigerian economy is showing signs of cautious optimism, with customers and businesses reporting improved sentiment in December 2025. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) latest Consumers Expectation Survey and Business Expectation Surveys revealed that moderating prices, better economic outlook, and rising confidence in macroeconomic stability as the Customer Sentiment Index on price changes to improve to 1.4 points, indicating a slowing pace of price increases. The overall Customer Sentiment Index rose sharply to 4.8 points in December, marking the second consecutive month of optimism since May 2024. The household reported improved financial situations, with the Family Financial Situation Index rising to 5.4 points. The businesses also expressed optimism, with Confidence Index rising to 37.5 points, as expected to peak at 52.5 over the next 6 months. Despite the positive outlooks, concerns linger over high interest rates on bank loans, with 36% of respondents observing a rise in interest rates. However, fewer independents expected interest rates to rise further, suggesting a relative stability ahead. The CBN's communication transparency was affirmed by 93.4% of respondents. Sterling Bank and Tones have partnered to enhance cross-border payment for Nigerians living abroad. This collaboration enables seamless, instant payment across borders, making it easier for Nigeria to send money home. The partnership leverages Tones' direct global network, rolling out enhanced capabilities across multiple European markets. The alliance addresses the growing demands for fast, transparent, and dependable financial connections, with an estimated of 17 million Nigerians living and working abroad. According to Tones research, sending money home is a regular and essential financial activity for nearby half, 46% of diaspora's consumers across Europe. As Sterling Bank's heads of switch and remittance, Ayodeji Saba, emphasized the partnership focus on easing cross-border payments, as Tone SVP Sales Africa partners Daniel Pereira highlighted the alliance roles in making global money movement instant, transparent, and accessible, as this collaboration supports financial inclusion and community empowerment, aligning with Tone's missions to onboard emerging markets in the global economy. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has issued a 30-day ultimatum to vessels, shipping companies, and offshore operators in Nigerian waters to comply with maritime laws. The failure to comply by February 4, 2026 will result in vessel detention, monetary fines, and denial of port clearances. The enforcement campaign, Operation Zero Tolerance to Non-Compliances, target non-compliances across vessel registration, sabotage provisions, and statutory certifications, as well as timely payment for levies. The key areas of focus include proper vessel registration, validity of statutory certificates, accuracy of ownership documentation, and strict adherence to sabotage requirements. NIMASA will conduct random and targeted vessels inspection, as well as cross-check documentation, and carry out physical and documentary compliances assessment. NIMASA's Director General, Dr. Dayo Mebirulua, emphasized the agency's mandate to strengthen indigenous shipping capacity and improve maritime safety as well as security, with protection of the marine environment and ensure sustainable use of Nigerian maritime resources. Stakeholders are urged to regularize their operations to avoid enforcement measures. PwC has advised companies to review their payrolls to align with the new tax laws, which took effect on January 1st, 2026. The partners, Tax Reporting and Strategy at PwC, Kenneth Erekweme, emphasized the importance of updating payroll systems to avoid errors and potential sanctions from tax authorities. The companies are urged to automate their tax processes and obtain the financial certified version of the tax law to ensure compliances. The new tax regime introduces tax to personal income tax, including exemptions of individuals earning 800,000 or less annually. The tax rate ranges from 15% to 25% to higher income earners. The reform aims to improve revenue generation, simplify compliances, and modernize tax administration. Experts predict that Nigerians' tax to GDP ratio will rise to 10.2% in 2026 and 12.5% by 2027, driven by the improved revenue mobilization and enforcement. However, challenges persist, including infrastructure gaps, energy constraints, and security risk. The electricity and distribution company Discos in Nigeria collected 570.25 billion in revenue in the third quarter of 2025, reflecting improved revenue performance across the power sector. This represents an 80.70% collection efficiency, up to 76.07 in second quarter of 2025, with Ikeja Discos led with 100% collection efficiency, while Eko, Benin, and Abuja Discos exceeded 80%. The Discos installed 228.614 meters in third quarter of 2025, with 0.73% increase in the second quarter. Most installations were under the meter asset provider MAP frameworks, with 176,302 meters installed. And as of September 2025, 6,661.56 out of the 12,030 actively registered customers were metered. To address exploitation concern, the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission issues monthly energy caps for unmetered customers, setting maximum billable energy amounts. The aim is to protect customers and improve billing accuracy. The Nigerian National Tax Policy Implementation Committee has highlighted the benefit of Nigerian Tax Reforms Act of the year 2025, describing it as a significant turning point for the country's economy. The reform aims to create modern, efficient, and transparent tax system that support economic growth and development. The new tax law is built around four key pillars: reconnecting the economy to the state and standardizing as well modernizing fiscal administration, while promoting predictability and rebranding as well rebalancing the fiscal social contract. This is expected to broaden the tax net, simplify rules, and improve administration, as well creating a more predictable fiscal environment for businesses and households. The reform will protect low-income earners and small businesses, with zero tax rate for those earning up to 800,000 and expanded zero value-added tax items for critical sectors like healthcare, education, and agriculture. The implementation is expected to stabilize the fiscal environment, support production, and modernize tax administration, as well enhancing Nigerian ease of businesses and attracting foreign investors. Pillarcraft Cloud Solutions have been accredited as a system integrator for the Nigerian's e-invoicing framework, strengthening digital tax administration and supporting structured reporting by businesses. The accreditation granted by the Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS, and the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDDA, authorizes Pillarcraft to connect corporate businesses systems to NRS e-invoicing platform. As a system integrator, Pillarcraft would ensure e-invoicing are converted into the prescribed NRS e-invoice format, transmitted securely, and returned as validated e-invoices for compliances and audit processes. The company has launched Usawa Connect, a B2B e-invoicing middleware, connecting enterprises resources while planning systems. According to software and e-invoicing platform to the NRS merchant, the buyer platforms, as well the Pillarcraft accreditation will validate its technical competence and operational capacity, making it a trusted integration partner for enterprise. The company's middleware, Usawa Connect, is designed for SMEs, large corporations, accounting firms, and software vendors to seek digital compliances. Femi Adebayo's Yoruba language epic, Agensinkole 2, known as King of Thieves, has grossed over 417 million in just 12 days from cinemas across Nigeria in Southwest, marking one of the most unconventional and headlines-grabbing theatrical runs in Nollywood history. The sequel achieved this milestone through a community cinema rollout, the first of its kind in the distribution strategy for a major Nollywood title. The film is screened in 6 Southwest states, relying on localized exhibition hubs rather than traditional multi-complex heavy release patterns. The ticket pricing range between 3,000 and 4,000, showing the film's mass market appeal while delivering blockbusters level returns. Adebayo's successes is built on his industry recognition, including the wins at the 11th African Magic Viewers' Choice Award (AMVCA) and being listed among the top Nigerian producers to collaborate with Netflix. The original King of the Thieves grossed over 320 million, paving the ways for the sequel's bailout. Cardinal Stone's project global's oil price at average of $55.08 per barrel in 2026, citing weaker demands and ongoing supplies pressures. The firm's economic report indicators align for sustained macro gains. It notes that despite expected higher oil production in Nigeria, a supply glut and weaker global demands would weigh on capital sentiment. The Nigeria's oil output is expected to rise to 1.75 billion barrels per day in 2026, supported by the local buyers like Seplat and Aradels. It's increasing the capital expenditure. However, the global oversupply concern persists, with the International Energy Agency reporting oil supply will exceed demand of 3.84 million barrels per day in 2026. Brent crude closed 2025 down over 18%, and persistent oversupply and weakest demands are expected to limit the upside for oil price in 2026, with potentially affecting earnings for major producers like Nigeria. The Nigerian banking sector is entering the year 2026 with stronger liquidity buffers and an improving operating environment, sitting on the stage for increased lending, provided by credit growth, is managed prudently. This is according to the CEO of the First Bank of Nigeria Limited, Olusegun Alebiosu, at the Nigeria Economic Outlook 2026 Forum in Lagos. Alebiosu noted that the lower interest rates and the ongoing banking sector recapitalization will significantly boost credit expansion in the year 2026. He projected economic growth of between 7% and 10% in 2026, citing the rising industrial activity, decentralization of power generation, and declining food and fuel prices as a key catalyst for real sector growth. The First Bank has successfully met the Central Bank of Nigeria minimum regulatory capital requirement of 500 billion, reinforcing the lender's financial strength ahead of the March recapitalization deadlines. With this, it wraps up today's edition of Some TV Business Dailies. Thank you for watching. I am Herbert Naftali Bandawa. Join us next time as we continue to bring you trusted business insights and market updates. For now, good day.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Super cash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. SuperGo, one app for services, endless. Download SuperGo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With SuperGo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. SuperGo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With SuperGo, your ride is comfortable, easy, and convenient. SuperGo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.